Squiz Kids acknowledges the traditional owners of the lands on which we podcast, the Turrbal and Kombumerri people.
Squiz Kids!
It's your daily news fix. Fun, free, fresh.
Hello and welcome to Squiz Kids Today, your fresh take on what's happening in the world around you. I'm Christy Kijarina. It's Thursday, August 14. In Squiz Kids Today, 80 years since a world war's end. Jellyfish jam a French power plant. The AFLW kicks off. And big kidfluencer concerns. That's what's making news, kid style.
The Lowdown.
Fellow citizens, the war is over. The Japanese government has accepted the terms of surrender imposed by the Allied nations, and hostilities will now cease.
That was the voice of Australia's Prime Minister way back in 1945, Ben Chifley, making one of the biggest announcements in our history, telling the nation that Japan had surrendered and the Second World War was finally over. Tomorrow, August 15, is the 80th anniversary of VP Day, or Victory in the Pacific Day. It's called that because it marked the end of fighting in the Pacific Ocean region where Australian troops had been battling Japan. You might also hear it called VJ Day, Victory over Japan. Picture this, crowds filling the streets, people hugging strangers, bands playing and paper streamers flying from buildings. For the first time in 6 long years, almost your whole time at primary school, there was hope and relief in the air. I've popped a link in the episode notes to some home movies of the day. They're a bit grainy, but they capture the joy perfectly. World War II lasted from 1939 to 1945 and was the most destructive war in history. You might have heard of Adolf Hitler and Nazi Germany. They were defeated first in May of 1945 on what's called Victory in Europe, or VE Day. But for Australia and other allies, the war continued. Our troops were still fighting Japan in Papua New Guinea, Borneo and across the Pacific. Almost 1 million Australians served. 40,000 lost their lives and more than 30,000 were taken prisoner. It was a terrible time. And that's why it's important we remember days like this, so humans don't repeat the same mistakes. Lest we forget.
Spin the globe.
Each day we give the world globe a spin and find a news story from wherever it stops. And today we've landed in northern France, where thousands of jellyfish have shut down one of the country's biggest nuclear power plants. The Gravelines plant on the North Sea coast makes enough electricity to power almost 70% of its region. And like all nuclear plants, it uses cold water to cool its reactors after they produce heat when making electricity. On Sunday, a massive swarm of jellyfish was sucked into the water intake pipes, clogging the filters and blocking the water's flow, meaning that the operators had to switch the plant off for safety. Experts think the jelly bloom was caused by warm water, calm seas and overfishing, and they say climate change may be helping jellyfish multiply more often. While the shutdown didn't hurt anyone or the environment, it's a reminder that even a squishy sea creature can cause serious disruptions. And that is one water filter I do not want to be cleaning out.
Sport time.
If too much sport is still not enough, grab your party pies and hot dogs, clear a comfy spot on the couch, because the AFL Women's season kicks off tonight. It's the AFLW's 10th season and it's bigger than ever. Each of the 18 clubs now has its own women's team, and this year they'll play a 12-round home and away season before the top 8 head into a 4-week finals series in November. The opening bounce is a cracker. Carlton take on Collingwood in Melbourne at 7:15pm, while over in Perth, it's West Coast versus Gold Coast. Not until 9:15 Australian Eastern Time though, so you might have to watch that one back on replay. And while we're on footy, big news in the men's AFL. It was announced that Snoop Dogg will headline the entertainment at the men's grand final in late September. That's right, the DOGG is heading to the MCG. Now that's going to be one big day out.
News hounds.
Every Thursday, Squizzy the Newshound sticks his snout into Squiz Kids HQ to report back on fishy things he sniffed out on the internet. And today his nose is twitching because of a study from researchers at some of Australia's biggest universities has been digging into the glittery and sometimes murky world of kidfluencers. You've probably seen them, kids with huge social media followings, showing off new sneakers, toys, or even a fancy overseas holiday. Some, like 13-year-old Aussie Pixie Curtis, have been in front of the camera since they were toddlers, clocking up thousands of posts and hundreds of thousands of followers. The researchers say that these kids are often human brands, basically walking, talking ads. And that's where the red flags start waving. Are they protected by the same work laws as other kids? Are they being paid fairly? Do their followers know when those dream holidays or cool gadgets are freebies or paid promotions? Cyber safety experts warn that it's not just about now, it's about how these kids will feel looking back. Will they remember fun times or feeling like they were always on show? That's why Newshound's Lesson 8, Unmasking Social Media, is all about spotting influencers, asking smart questions, and keeping everyone, especially kids, cyber safe. You can check it out now for free by following the links to Newshounds on the Squiz Kids website. Thanks, Squizzy, you've done it again. Can you believe it? Book Week is next week. Are you ready? The theme for 2025 is book and adventure, so get ready to become a fearless explorer, a time-travelling detective, or really any book character that you can dream up. Our Book Week costume competition is back, and we already have entries coming in. We're giving away brilliant book packs to the most creative, clever, or just plain hilarious costumes. To enter, have a parent or teacher snap a pic of you in your outfit, then post it to Instagram tagging @SquizKids or using #SquizKids, or if it's easier, email it to squizkids@thesquiz.com.au. Make sure you include your name, age, where you live, and, of course, who you're dressed as. You can enter by yourself, with your family, or even as a whole class. Entries close at the end of next week. Plus, huge news, next Tuesday, Kids author extraordinaire Andy Griffiths is jumping into the Squiz Kids Q&A hot seat to answer your questions. We can't wait to share it with you.
Time for the quiz.
This is the part of the podcast where you get to test how well you've been listening. Question number 1. We learned in today's lowdown that the 80th anniversary of VP Day is tomorrow. What does VP stand for? If you said Victory in the Pacific, you would be correct. Question number 2. What is it called when jellyfish multiply to form a huge colony? It sounds adorable, but I'm not sure if it is. It is a jelly bloom. Question number 3. Which 2 AFLW teams, both beginning with the letter C, will play the first game of this year's AFLW season tonight? That would be Collingwood and Carlton. Go the Navy Blues.
Shout outs.
It's Thursday, August 14, World Lizard Day. Now, lizards might not be everyone's cup of tea, but with blue tongues, frilly necks, and the superpower to regrow their tails, they're basically the superheroes of the reptile world. Today is also a special day for these Squiz Kids celebrating a birthday. Georgia from Forest Lake, Penny from the Gold Coast, Arjun from Parabadoo, Isaac from Orange, Xavier from Tennyson, and Aaron from Connells Point. And a belated birthday shout out goes to Tunra, listening all the way over there in Vanuatu. Classroom shout-outs today go to Year 5-6 with Mrs. Rees at Coolin District High School. Grade 2 at Scots College, Brighton Prep School in Dolls Point. Class 3-4C with Mr. Swift and Mr. Catley at West Wallsend Public School. And Class S3I with Mr. Issen at King Street Public School in Singleton. Now, don't forget, if you've got a birthday coming up and you want a shout out, or if you're after a classroom shout out, drop us a line at squizkids@thesquiz.com.au or fill out the form on our website. And that's all we have time for. Thanks for listening to Squiz Kids today. We'll be back again tomorrow with the Kids versus Adults weekly news squiz. Who's smarter, kids or adults? You find out. In the meantime, though, get out there and have a most excellent day. Over and out.